When you first look at the question of whether or not Joseph Smith used the Nephite interpreters for the entire Book of Mormon translation, or whether he also used a personal seer stone, a ton of questions come up. The biggest question in my mind is, would God ever approve of Joseph using his own seer stone for the translation? And if so, why? He already had the interpreters, right? They were prepared specifically for the translation of ancient records. So why not just use those for the entire translation? And the idea of Joseph being a village seer before being called as a prophet is just weird in our day and age. In our culture, that's not something we believe in. Latter-day Saints of my age grew up hearing that things like Ouija boards and face cards and astrology are tools used by Satan to deceive people, and that are spiritually dangerous. Even today, our prophets and apostles warn against things like energy healing or using crystals. So things like using a seer stone to find lost objects or a divining rod to find water is totally foreign to me. But Joseph didn't grow up in our culture, and maybe God didn't consider his being a local seer to be a bad thing. I mean, God works in mysterious ways, right? So maybe he wanted to use something that Joseph was familiar with to help make it easier for him. So we really need to boil this question down to the basics. Why would God ever use something like a seer stone in the first place? Has he used seer stones or other objects in the past to help the prophets channel revelation or priesthood power? And is Joseph's seer stone a legitimate tool sanctioned by God, or is it evil? Those are the questions that I set out to answer in this episode.